Okay, practice 10 in the books. We had to, well, we utilized our third day of non-padded practices today, which is, we're mandatory. Of the 15 that we get in spring practice, 3 of them have to be helmets only practices, and we just kind of felt like the timing was right to use them today and then get 5 really good ones to close out spring here starting Thursday. On that nature, I thought that the defense showed really good intensity today. I thought they applied a great deal of pressure on the quarterbacks, and in turn got some sacks, but also forced some errant throws and created some turnovers. So it's credit to on the defensive side of the ball. I thought their energy was good. I thought their execution was better today than it had been on Saturday. And then they got a lot of third down stops, where Saturday the offense really controlled the third down scenarios. The defense really bounced back today, and that was a real key to the practice. I thought Nelson just kind of does what he does, keeps making big plays. Antoine Woods was good again today. Hayes was great. I noticed Gerald Bowman more today, which was really encouraging. He had more opportunities and made some plays. So. And then I thought up front, like I said, defensively, our energy was a little bit better. I think our conditioning is starting to get where it needs to. Claude Pellin is starting to show up more. Delvon Simmons is showing up more. So that's been good. Today was our first day of working a silent cadence. And we obviously saw some of the glitches of the first day of doing that. We had some errant snaps. Which can really kind of take the air out of practice. And the 5 or 6 errant snaps that we did have, I try to tend not to let those be the focal point of practice, because there was a lot of other good things that took place, but we definitely need to clean that up.
Out full pads the rest of the way out?
It'll be either half or full, depending. Again, everything we do, every decision I make the morning of practice is in the best interest of our overall team. And we're going to get our opportunities to be physical the rest of the way, and it'll be hard, it'll be physical, but also I'm a realist to know that we have 2 running backs right now, and so if we go full pads, they're going to get tackled for the next 5 practices, and I don't know how much of the pounding we can take. Now, if and when we get Buck back, when we get Ty Isaac back, and James Tolan back, then it makes things a little bit easier. But today, Connor Sullivan moved from quarterback to our 3rd running back today. So we just have to be smart. We have to manage the entire team. We all wish we could tackle every day, but we just have to be able to do it in our individual drills on defense and keep working the fundamentals and techniques so that when we do go to our live settings that we're executing really well.
Darius is a guy who's going from 3rd wide receiver complementary piece to possibly a feature guy himself. What are the challenges that come with that?
I think the challenge for a guy like Darius is finding the consistency factor of knowing you're not the 3rd wide who goes in kind of every other down or every 3rd down, that you're out there all the time, and how important that the little things are from a preparation standpoint of the quarterback's counting on you to be right in your alignment and your assignment every time you go. And that just takes time, that takes maturing, going from a true freshman now into a true sophomore. So he definitely flashes. You see some of the big plays that he makes, and we're just going to keep fighting with him on the consistency aspect of it, because he's a really talented guy.
Jabari Ruffin started getting the starting lineup, split some reps with Quentin Powell. What did you see out of him that kind of made you guys elevate him in that role?
Well, he's really what you're looking for at that Sam linebacker position for us. He's 6'3" and change, 240 pounds. He was a high school wide receiver that is extremely athletic for a big man, but yet he's violent at the point of attack. And so we're seeing him really grow as the days go. So as much as we're looking at the grand scheme of things right now, there's individuals like a Jabari who you say, man, he's starting to get it a little bit more and a little bit more. And when he's coming off the edge as a blitzer, the speed, the size, the strength, the power, the aggression, it starts to show itself. And so he's just another one of the guys that I think is taken to the coaching and is starting to really understand the scheme and is growing within the system.
Do you have a sense after the 10 practices whether you would name the quarterback at the end of spring or wait till fall?
I would suspect we'll do it before the end of spring.
Any closer to making that judgment?
Quite honestly, yeah. I just, like I said before, I think when I have a pretty good feeling of it, I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. I felt like that's always been a good way to go about it, and just maybe watch for a little bit as if it were that way and what it feels like. So I thought it was a hard day for the quarterbacks today because of some things going on around them, and then how they responded to it made it a little bit difficult as well. So, but that's part of being on this practice field. That's part of having to go against really good players every day, and understanding that every day might not be your day. Every play might not be your play. How you bounce back from it is probably as important as anything. And I think back to Carson, our first spring game, and he had a great spring and then struggled mightily, and the defense got the better of him that day. So they're going to have those days when you're going against the talent we have on defense and the physicality of our defense. We'll have some of those days. How we respond Thursday, to me, is probably as important as anything.
You talk about how much talent on defense, and you're doing it without Leonard Williams, without Josh, without Sue. How good can this defense be?
I think it can be very good. I think we have a chance to be very good. And again, we're 10 practices in, but when you add those three guys in the mix, to go along with the development of a Chris Hawkins, the development of a Gerald Bowman, who's back playing again for us right now, the development of a Delvon Simmons, a Claude Pellin. Now we're talking about we have a quality, two-deep defense that doesn't have to save themselves. I mean, they can go, and they can go hard knowing there's a quality backup behind them that can come right in, and there's not a dramatic drop-off. There's really 22 quality players on the defensive side of the ball right now when we get them back all healthy.